So it's not that God or universe or the bigger picture has a purpose for me, that I'm here and that I have to get aligned to that and then just do that? Or is that just me wanting to create that purpose, or is that something a bigger picture wanted for me?
It's not quite like that, like any of that you just said. It's like this. That's not wrong, but this is what it is. You get to choose, and that's satisfying. You get to decide. You get to accomplish a point of attraction, and you get to watch all of the power of the universe respond to your alignment, your lack of contradiction, your absence of split energy. You get to understand how the law of gravity works, because it's not different from one to another. We talked earlier about the toddler teetering on the edge, and how the law of gravity is going to respond to that toddler in the same way that it responds to everything. Inert objects, dogs and cats, big people and little people. In other words, the law of attraction is responding to everyone. So this toddler has toddled up here because mother's lost her cell phone and she's looking for it over there. And a total stranger who had no intention of going anywhere near here felt an impulse to go look at the sunset and saw the toddler and was inspired, because the toddler's inner being knows that the toddler did not intend to end life right now. So cooperative components of the universe just take the hand of the toddler. It's just a series of things like that, all interacting with each other.
Co-creating.
Co-creation at its best. But why? Why? What's the point? If it's never ending, what's the point? Humans just want to get it over with. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Just tell me what to do. No, you get to decide. I don't want to decide. I want God to decide. And then I'll join that army and I'll kill those people because their God is stupid. It's hard for humans to hear this. This is why we are tiptoeing into this. It's hard for you to accept you're here for the pleasure of life, for the pleasure of knowing the fullness of who you are, who is never finished, ever expandingness, the moreness, the evolution, the becoming. The becoming. Life causes you to become. Life in this body, with all the stimuli that's around you, causes you to launch rockets of desire that you are never fulfilled until you are moving in the direction of the rockets that you've launched. And why is that? Because when you launched the rocket, your inner being knew it, embraced it, focused on it. The law of attraction is responding to your inner being's attention, to your desire, because you and your inner being really are two aspects of the same thing. And you are being called forward, and that's called a satisfying life. And an unsatisfying life is launching rockets, but not letting yourself go. The last 2 live workshops and several of the Abraham Now online discussions, this is the newest prodding. We don't really prod. That we've been offering to the group. We ask this question: what is it that you desire? Relationship, more prosperity, better feeling body. What is it that you desire that you are using your martyrdom to explain why you're not going there? Now, think about that. It's like, I really want to be in San Diego because it's 70 degrees and sunny. But I should stay in San Antonio where it's hotter than hell. And even though hell doesn't exist, I have a sense of what hell would feel like if there were a hell. I should stay in San Antonio, even though I could be anywhere in the world, because, let's see, why? What's the good reason? I need to think of something to support my unwillingness to do something nice for myself. People need me to be here. What if something goes wrong and I need to take care of business? Or, well, I bought this big, beautiful place, and it doesn't seem reasonable to have this big, beautiful place and to go live in a tiny little apartment just because it's 70 degrees and sunny over there. In other words, you all are really hard on yourselves. Somebody might need me, or I need to prove my worthiness through my suffering just a little bit. You can't get sick enough to help sick people be well, or poor enough to help poor people be prosperous, or confused enough to help confused people have clarity. That martyrdom that you do, and you all do it. Only one laughed, but you all do it. And what that is, it's caring about their response to you. You've learned to calibrate to their response to you. And if you're living such a good life, then they don't feel so good because they don't believe they're in a position to get to choose everything. And who do you think that you are that you get to? And we say 100% of you were born with self-interests. And if you do anything less than satisfy your self-interest by aligning with self and letting that whole self be your point of attraction, then you're unsatisfied, and then you are saying, what's it all about, Alfie? What's it all about? It isn't until you're living what it's all about, which is you have an idea and it fills in around it, and it gets bigger and better, and it takes your breath away. And then you're sitting next to someone and they're talking about the same thing, and you can't believe your good luck. It's not good luck. It's the law of attraction matching you up with somebody who's got active marbles like your active marbles. So now you're having this stimulating conversation, and you're in a whole new place that you've never been before, and you're saying what Esther says many times in every day: I love thinking new thoughts. I've not thought this thought before. I've not thought about that place. I've not thought this thought before. It is exhilarating to think this thought. I have not thought that thought before. But my inner being has, and my inner being will lay out all the maps, all the navigational points to get me to more and more and more and more and more satisfaction. So ask your question again. What was your question? What's it about? It's about satisfaction. It's about eternalness. It's about letting yourself be the expanded being that you were born to be. And get ready, because we're going to get loud. Nothing else will do. Nothing else is even close. Nothing else will do. So what's it about? It's about doing the inevitable thing. What's the inevitable thing? Living life and expanding. Even if you're not letting yourself take the expansion, you're still expanding.
Why? Like, sometimes I think about, like, you're saying, like, get to know yourself first, or, like, your self-interest and everything else. I'm like, it's my whole intention to get to know myself, but sometimes I'm like, I'm lost. Like, why can't I get there?
That's nothing like we just said.
Yeah.
We did not say that your whole intention is just to get to know yourself. We said your whole intention is to do this because it's fun, and this because it feels good, and this because it's beautiful, and this because it tastes good, and this because it looks good, and this because it sounds good, and this because it uplifts that person, and this because it resonates with your inner being, and this is because this is who I am, and this is who I was born to be, and this because it's in my astrological chart, and this because it feels good, and this because it feels good, and this because it feels good, and this because it's who I am, and this because nothing else will do, and this because I never thought that thought before, and I love thinking that thought because others are thinking that thought, and there's a revelry in the whatever we want to call heavens, as all that is non-physical is exploring the new place that I found. I found it because I'm unique unto this universe. Nothing like this has ever been before. This combination of beings has never been before. I'm uniquely a creator, and I found something that has never been found before, and the heavens are reveling because they knew I would find it. And when I did, and what's the alternative? Not doing that. The alternative is not feeling like that. That can't be right. That can't be right. You're liquid love, looking for ways to drip. That's who you are.